Hey everybody, good afternoon. Travelman Dan here. Do you know who was an award-winning actor in Hollywood and the 40th President of the United States? That's right, Ronald Reagan. Man, we're out here in Simi Valley, 40 miles north of Los Angeles, at the Ronald Reagan Library and Museum. This place is gorgeous. I haven't even walked in yet, and already I can feel how beautiful it is inside. And today, we have a really special thing going on inside. We're gonna be able to take a closer look, not only at Ronald Reagan, him as an actor, him as a person, and him as a president, but the Genghis Khan exhibit is here. It's freaking awesome. I've seen pictures and I've read stories about it, but its only stop here in Southern California is right here at the Ronald Reagan Library. Make sure you can come out and see it. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, so here we go. Sit back, relax, get ready for a fun time. I'm gonna go show you all the stuff that this library has to offer. But before we get started, I'd like to ask if you like this stuff, if you like what I'm doing, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, ring that bell, and enjoy all the Travelman Dan episodes as I take you out and explore and show you a little bit about what's going on here in Southern California, here in Los Angeles, and all over the world. So, thank you. Upon arriving at the library here in Simi Valley, you're gonna notice how spectacular the grounds are kept. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a really serene, peaceful area. And over here, we got this water fountain here to the left, which is really cool. In this big courtyard, there's a really nice like hallway with these big pillars and stuff. It feels very presidential. And I feel like I'm walking into a really cool museum. So, wow, well done so far, as you're gonna feel. And it's so quiet out here. So upon walking up to the front door, you're gonna see this giant 10-foot statue of Ronald Reagan. It looks like he's in his just his regular cowboy clothes, so that's pretty cool. Now, one thing about the museum, it does cost money. So normal admission is $25 today, but that does include the Genghis Khan exhibit and all the exhibits here at the museum. Normally, when there isn't a special thing like Genghis Khan, I believe the price is $16. But here's a little hack I can throw in there for you. Make sure you go on, I guess, Google or Groupon, whatever. Find yourself a coupon. You might be able to get $3 or $5 off at general admission. Let's go get our ticket and go inside. I got my admission ticket. One of the things that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to wear this presidential seal sticker. Make sure that you have it on you at all times so people know that you do pay. One of the cool things I like about here is they don't allow selfie sticks. So they don't allow them to be extended so it's not filled with tourists and you're getting your face knocked and, of course, you know, this kind of thing. So I have my phone here and we're going to go a little shorter on the stick. But check out behind me. We got Ronnie and Nancy. This is pretty cool. I wonder if this is the actual size, but it's probably pretty tall. Hey, what are you guys doing? All right. When you first walk in the library, it gives you a lot of different cool things that show about Ronald Reagan's family, about his upbringing, where he was born, where his parents are. This is kind of cool over here. Check out Ronald Reagan's baby picture. That's pretty cool. Giant movie.
We will finish our job. How will we do this? He's giving us something they don't see.
This is the coolest thing here. They have this interactive thing that you can get behind this green screen. They throw you lines from Newt Rockney movie, and you basically act with Ronald Reagan. Let's see how I do. Oh, that's funny, George. He said the same thing about you. There'll never be one Gipper, not here or anywhere else. I'm gonna get something for that coffee, yours.
I'm all right, just a little sore throat.
And that's a wrap. So then you can go over to this exit booth off to the left and see how you did with Ronald Reagan. Let's go take a look. Oh, there I am.
George,
so you
I often talk about.
You come over here, and then you can watch yourself acting with Ronald Reagan. This is pretty awesome here at the Ronald Reagan Library Museum.
Nobody got computer today, George.
George, you and I often talk about. We'd like for each boys to grow up and be just like you someday.
You mean to play football?
No,
Well,
not just
there it
that.
is. I can
Had
say I
your
acted
voice
in the
and
scene with Ronald
thoughtfulness,
Reagan.
and you're intelligent.
Doc say that?
Yes, he said that with close qualities in a rare boy your age.
No.
If you're all here at the
Rock's
library,
alright
make
with
sure you
that
go and check this
Every new college
interactive
coming
thing,
along
and make
year
sure you
after
go and
year, a
act
lot
the
of
scene
much
with
better football
Ronald
players
Reagan.
than I ever was. I'll never be but one Rockney, here at Notre Dame or anywhere else.
Before Ronald Reagan was president, before he was an actor, he was a radio announcer. That's how he started off his career. He was announcing, and he was here in California in the 30s on a spring training trip, and he met an agent, and they basically liked what he did, and he went out and went after his career as an actor. He always secretly wanted to be an actor, but he started off in radio. So you never know how it's going to happen. Check this out, Ronald Reagan and First Lady Nancy Reagan. But check out the first wedding ring. Can't get a really good picture of it, so if you're down here at the Ronald Reagan Library, make sure you check that out. That's really cool. I like little history and nostalgic pieces like that, especially when you're talking about a love story of a famous actor and president. Before Ronald Reagan was president, he was also the governor of California. And here's a lot of cool little letters and telegrams, postcards, and cool little campaign slogans that he had. Ya basta. So that's pretty cool. That was his campaign slogan right here. Ya basta. And it basically translates to had enough. So that's pretty cool. And I like all the cool stuff here that's all written in Ronald Reagan's handwritten letters and stuff. You can see there's quite a few of them here. So he had very neat handwriting. Here in the museum, you got all these cool, like, old black and white reruns of the times, and well in color, of when Ronald Reagan was running for governor and for president. So there's a lot of cool nostalgic things. Down here, you have all his platforms written right here. So if you want to take a closer look at that, and you're really into politics, but I think that even if you're not into politics, coming out here and understanding the man Ronald Reagan as the actor, as the radio announcer, as the president, is really just really something as all Americans, if you're out here, should come and take a look, because he's quite the interesting guy, and obviously very well accomplished. Walking through the Ronald Reagan Museum and all the exhibits and stuff, you're going to see a lot of TVs and things like that showing old news that when Ronald Reagan was in president or when he was the governor. So it's really cool, nostalgic thing to come and see. And all along, you got all these old pictures and slogans and stuff like that. So.
And the results are, as we see them now, beginning with the Republicans. Reagan, our projected winner, with 50% of the vote. Bush, 23%. Reagan beating better than 2-1.
My fellow citizens of this great nation, with a deep awareness of the responsibility conferred by your trust, I accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
This is another really cool thing they have here that's interactive. They have the presidential podium. I'm gonna go stand out front of it and take a look. So if you see it, check it out. But one of the things that you may or may not have ever really noticed is when the president is giving a speech, looking to his right and his left, he's got these teleprompters. And they're see-through, but they're creating an image of what he's reading off of this down below. So when he's looking out at the people and he's talking to them, Senator Hatfield, Mr. Chief Justice, Mr. President, he can look both ways and he can stay online and really present his speech. This is really cool out here. That's what I like about this library, is they got a lot of interactive, cool stuff. All right, Travel Man Dan here. Thank you very much. So with this creative energy on our command, let us begin to take this nation by storm. Thank you very much. Next to the podium, and then obviously always well-dressed. I always remember Nancy Reagan being very well-dressed as a young child. I always look back, and she had the coolest clothes. I don't know, everyone else was always wearing these wacky 80 outfits, and she was always dressed, well, very presidential, I guess. But and look at Ronald, suit, an actual suit worn by Ronald Reagan. And then if we shimmy on down over here, they got this flag. This is the real flag that they flew in honor of the hostages held in Iran. So you can see it's all cut up and burnt and ripped a little bit, and really cool place here at the library. They have a lot of actual artifacts from the 80s and from the time when Ronald Reagan was the president. Now, if you go over here inside this little door, it's going to be another really cool thing. Inside this door, what's inside this door again?
Footage of the attempted assassination.
Footage of the attempted assassination on Ronald Reagan in DC. So I'm gonna probably have to turn this off or speak a little quieter because it's kind of a theater. So as we can see, this is the actual footage of the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan on March 30th, 1981. Wow, that's crazy. Did you see that? That was crazy live footage of somebody attempting to kill the president.
Everyone else.
All right, so here I am. If you look behind me, I'm in the Oval Office, and I'm going to give us a little bit of description with my friend Madeline here.
Okay.
Hi, Madeline.
Hi. Yeah, it's the first time you've been here, right?
It is. It's the
And
first
this Oval Office here is the exact replica, the exact same size of the Oval Office in Washington, D.C.
Really?
Yes, and this replica here is exactly the way that President Reagan had it decorated.
Wow.
Everything in here is, you know, if you notice the horse saddles, the horse statues and stuff. The desk is called the Resolute desk because it was made from timber from the Resolute ship. Queen Victoria took the timber from it and built this desk for the President of the United States.
Wow. You hear that? That is awesome. And look at the detail. I can't.
Very much so.
Yeah, I can't get too close because they have a little barrier right here. But if you look at the detail, I'm going to bring you closer to this desk. Look at that.
The rug that's in here is a replica. Now, this was what the rug looked like when President Reagan was in office. Trump wanted, he liked that rug.
Mm-hmm.
So now the original rug is in the White House right now. And this rug here is a replica.
How do you like that? Trump took Ronald's rug.
Yeah, I think he is a great admirer. He is a great admirer
Yeah, I think
of Ronald Reagan. And but anyway, you see these different doors here.
Mm-hmm.
This door over here went into his private quarters. In other words, if he wanted to get away from everybody, he would go in there and he could relax and take his shoes off, whatever he wanted to do.
Kick back, maybe play a little Nintendo. I don't think the Nintendo was out back then.
This door over here, its secretary is on the other side, and this is where she would bring all the guests in from that side, okay?
I like that. It's kind of like, they made it look like kind of like a secret door.
Yeah. And these doors we're looking at here, one went into the Rose Garden, and the other one went into the West Wing of the White House.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's an absolute...
And this is the exact size, everything, of the Oval Office in the White House right now.
It's crazy.
And of course, it's decorated exactly the way Ronald Reagan had it. Horse saddles, horses, whatever. Each president can decorate it the way they want.
They can?
Yes, they can. I think the desk remains because that was a gift many presidents back, so that stays.
I love the desk.
Yeah, it's called the Resolute desk.
The Resolute
But it's
desk.
only a replica because the original's in the White House. The chair that's behind the desk is the chair that President Reagan used when he was governor of California.
Oh.
And he took that chair to the White House because he liked it so much. Now, this desk, this is a replica, but See on the bottom, it looks like there's something added along the bottom.
Yeah.
President Reagan was so tall, his knees would hit when he sat. So they added about 2 inches along the bottom so he could put his knees under the desk.
That's amazing. I love to find out about little facts like this from guides here at the Ronald Reagan Museum and any museum. So, Madeline, I'm going to say thank you very much because you told me some things that I would not have known about. I really appreciate it. And
No problem. No problem.
have a great day.
You too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Such a sweet lady and such cool information. This is a little section created for First Lady Nancy Reagan of this great painting. And then I knew it. I remember her always wearing the most elegant gowns and dresses. They have all displayed here. Really an amazing lady. One of the most memorable experiences or things about me as a child was Nancy Reagan's campaign, Just Say No to Drugs. And they have a little bit of a display here. It's such an impressionable thing because the drug epidemic in America had really just blown out of proportion in the 80s. And Nancy Reagan was one of the strong pushes to go ahead and teach people to say no to drugs. Really cool.